I don't think I need to further elaborate. So, the noise update is finally released and it is astonishing. Sure, it doesn't add too much, but what it does add is absolutely insane. So, let's hop straight into it.
Let's go.
First of all, when you open the game, you'll notice that there's a screen that says, "You've unlocked noise." You get this by beating the game on any save file. After you've selected your file as the noise, you are free to play the entire game as this scuba. Oh, and by the way, you have to progress through the entire game manually. And also, the title cards for the levels are just normal. It's just some random stamps have been put on it. And fun fact, they're made by fans. Why'd they not include me? Now, I want to talk about the main man himself, Theodore Noise. He can do a lot of things that Peppino can do. Like, for example, he can slide to gain speed super quick, he can super jump to fly along vertical distances, and grab dash to pick up enemies and throw them around. But he is not a reskin of Peppino. Far from that. He has his own unique moveset, and it's really cool. He can pull out his pizza crusher, he can go into a tornado move, and when he hits a wall, he'll instantly wall bounce. He can also just super jump out of nowhere. So that's pretty cool. Now, he has an alternate moveset. Cool. It's really fun to play as a character with a different moveset. Oh well then, I guess now I can tell you about his transformations. They're all different and unique compared to Peppino's transformations. Here's an example how Peppino uses Mort, or more accurately, Mort uses Peppino, is using Mort's comb to kill rat blocks and swing onto hooks. Though the noise is much different in personality. Oh, much different. So instead of using Mort like Peppino did, he commits animal abuse and throws more like a feathery boomerang to slap away stupid rats. And this sprite work is incredibly fun to look at. Well, despite not the intention of the noise. These are all how the transformations work. Noise's Knight is very similar to Peppino's, however he can hit walls to go the other direction without losing speed. For the bomb transformation, he picks up a bomb and he has to collide with the rat with the bomb, unlike Peppino throwing it. Firemouth has Noise glide a bit when he jumps. Noise is bland with the ghost, but once you eat a pepper, you can dash by pressing grab. You can roll up walls with the barrel. The rocket is like the knight, and the olive bubble can go faster with an up press. And for Nolan Forest, the Gustavo replacement for Noise is the Noise. For Pig Cities, there's the rat balloon, which you can just levitate up or descend slowly down. And another thing, Noise uses his gun for the taxi drivers, so he can just get free rides, you know? But when you get into the cop car, his gun was confiscated. Unlike Peppino's Flappy Birding over Pepperman Factory, Noise has crushed it into a smaller version of himself and still has a jetpack. You can use the jetpack to fly and the skateboard to kill rats. The pepper pizza is now actually optional in Freeze Rater. Why? Yeah, that's right, you can go into the escape section, boy. In Oh Sizzle, the cheese transformation has Noise turn into a sticky rat, and then proceed to kill every other specimen of him. He can stick onto walls, but also climb downwards and upwards. One last thing for Peppybot Factory. At the start, you have this bucket, and once you reach this point, the bucket splashes onto the outlet blocks and deactivates them, helping you complete the level fine and dandy with Noise's wall hop ability. I won't get into the other ones because of two reasons. One, spoilers, and two, I want you to get into the game and experience these for yourself. This update is incredible. Go download Pizzatower now if you haven't already, human? First thing you do when you want to fight a boss, you have to pay Mr. Stick money to afford the boss gate. But this time, it's Noisette that asks you to buy the boss gate. And you can fill a tip jar to afford it. But you do need money, and you know how you can get money. If you don't have $1, then you need to get a job. If you can't get a job, then you need to go to school. If you can't afford school, then you need to get a job. If you can't get it, once you've got the boss gate afforded, you can hop in. The first thing you can notice is the new animation for Noise's boss intro. He yawns at the boss and flips a bomb in his hand. You don't grab dash the boss like Peppino. Instead, you can throw a bomb. This will kill enemies in your way and inflict damage to the boss when you throw a bomb when they're vulnerable. With Vigilante, he doesn't pass you a revolver. Noise already has a weapon and he showed it. And even if he didn't have a weapon already, he's the Noise. Why would you give him a gun in the first place? And guess what the replacement for Noise is? That's right, it's the DOISE! The DOISE is officially canon in Pizzatower, all the way back when McPig mentioned this little video that a fan made. So now the DOISE is officially canon in Pizzatower, and here's the replacement for the Noise. Because when you play the Noise boss fight as Noise, you don't just have two noises casually, do you? So the DOISE is very similar to the Noise, but instead of chucking bombs down, he chucks rocks down. And the rocks go boom, I think. How does that work? Well, the rocks go boom and the Noise has to avoid them. And the background is a freaking fever dream. Like, look at this. It's cool, right? And also, the Noisies in the second phase are replaced with rocks as well. DOISE is just Rockman. And for the final part of the faker, yeah. Pizza Face works a little different because Noise's grab is replaced by the bomb attack in bosses. When he body slams down, he's vulnerable for only a few seconds of time, and you have to be super quick when you're attacking him. And the enemies do nothing but add an extra layer of challenge to the fight. And just like everything else, you can make them go, but after you slice and serve up Pizza Face, Pizza Head appears, and similar to Vigilante, he doesn't give you a pistol and you're forced to blast him too. After you've had enough of his antics and beat the second phase of his fight, you know how it goes. Pizza Head chucks up every boss you've fought so far, and they're all back for a rematch. So Noise goes Super Saiyan and balls the bosses with bombs of bluster. Hey, I used Resolutionz there. Noise goes throwing bombs faster than bullets and absolutely destroys the bosses. All of a sudden, the Noise gets a giant bomb out of nowhere, and he throws it at Pizza Face like a handball. The rest of the fight goes on normally, and Noise finally enters the crumbling tower of pizza. He flies through the place, saving everyone that he likes. He saves Noisette for being the perfect girlfriend. He saves the Noisy for guiding him through pizza time and in the pig city. And he saves the random bucket, because buckets are radical. And then you beat the game. Now, there's one final thing I want to talk about. It's the clothes. Now, the update is pretty good, and props to McPig and his team for making a great addition. But the clothing requirements... Oh god, what is these? One of them is to finish the level when Pizza Face is nearby. One of them is to beat the time in your Peppino so far. One is to slip on bananas. Why bananas? One of them is to kill 4 enemies with the drill. How are you supposed to do that? And one of the clothes is obtained by doing this. Reasonable things. Who thought of these? How are people able to find out how to do this? I had to search up a guide. So, what is the moral of the story? Is it that noise loves noisettes? Is it that you will succeed if you don't have a pointed nose? Is it that the DOISE is canon in pizzatower? Well, it's none of these things. Mick Higgins Certif were able to make an innovative update that keeps attention all throughout. This update is incredible. The time and effort put into this update is immeasurable. So instead of going through all that, I'm just going to ignore it and say that noise loves noisette a ton, and that's the theme of the story. Okay, have a good day.